Hey guys, it's Sarah from Sweet Scents from the Dollhouse. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. If you're returning waxy, as always, welcome back. Today, I apologize. I am so bagged. Yesterday you got a pre-recorded video because it was Mother's Day. I took the day off, just hung out here with the beans. I'd love to say it was a relaxing, enjoyable Mother's Day, but really it's not because I have the dollhouse torn apart. Like 2 out of 4 bedrooms are being painted, and we literally moved 2 bedrooms into the other bedrooms. So even on Mother's Day, like, that was my gift to myself, just pushing through it, trying to get my house back in order. Man, oh man, I have no idea why I bit off so much at the same time. Especially because I'm a one-man band, right? So if you're a returning waxy, you know this month I am melting everything super tarts. Also not melting as much the past 48 hours because I'm painting. There's just really no sense. I have all the windows open trying to get a cross breeze and get that chemical smell out. But I did melt Tart Wars Darth Maul, which is fresh picked strawberries, tea and cakes, and pie crust. To anyone who's not a big fan of tea and cakes, I know there's a few of you. Most people love it. I don't get a lot of tea and cakes in this. It's so strange. It's the fresh picked strawberry oil mixed with the tea and cakes. Turns it into something like totally different, totally unique, totally super tarts brandy. That's amazing. Love it. I have 3 of these in my collection. A not so favorite has been Curiosity Often Leads to Trouble, which is lemon eclair, sweet amber, and white nectarine. I'm not sure. I think it perhaps might be the white nectarine note in here. On cold, it smells not bad. But when it's warming, it kind of smells like either the soap or the air freshener in a public bathroom. Like, oof, it's not very nice. I have fallen in love with the Bodyguard, which is Mac Apple and Rose Cream. This is gorgeous. It's also a banger. I put 1 cube in my bedroom, and man, oh man, 1 cube lasted all weekend. This is so, so pretty. I love this and have ordered more. Just kind of in a mood this weekend. Went on like a little bit of a retail therapy binge. Didn't make me feel any better. But anyhow, enough of that. So if you're a returning waxy, you know that my subscriber Genevieve asked me to start something new on my channel, Most Requested Mondays, which has been a fabulous idea. Thank you, Genevieve. We got a huge response, a lot of interest. Not so many people commented with ideas though, so I'm hoping more people will speak up on today's video. Comment down below, what would you like me to cover next Monday for Most Requested Monday. My friend Amber, funny enough, she did make some suggestions. She also happened to be on like a 7-day fast or like liquid diet at the time, but a lot of the questions that she posed to me had a lot to do with food. Amber, were you hungry last week? I need her secret though, because she went on a liquid diet and lost 10 pounds in 7 days. Call me, because I need to do something. You're about to see that I have probably the worst eating habits on the face of the planet. So today, for Most Requested Monday, I am doing 10 questions about food. So number 1 was favorite breakfast. Most favorite breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person. To be perfectly honest, this was really difficult for me because I'm not a big food person. I do love food, but I'm on a liquid diet of a different variety. I drink coffee from like morning till night. What is my crazy dog doing? As well as Rockstar energy drinks. Just this one, the fruit punch flavor, horrible, I know, but I drink 1 of these a day and about 16 cups of coffee. It's not good. So I don't usually eat breakfast. I will pick at whatever Ella's having for lunch, and I will sort of pick at dinner time. Not a whole heck of a lot, but I'd say my main meal is after 5:30. I'm not really hungry, which is horrible. If I had to pick a favorite breakfast food, it would definitely be my mom's Eggs Benedict that she makes every Christmas morning. I'm not big on eggs, so she makes homemade hollandaise sauce. I put that shit on everything, toast mostly, but I love Christmas morning breakfast. Number 2 was coffee or tea. Obviously coffee. And how do I take it? With Coffee Mate Double Double, which I'm not sure if this one's available in the States. I looked for it because it's a heck of a lot cheaper down there than it is up here in Canada. I can't even, I probably drink one of these, which is, let's see, 946 milliliters. I drink one of these every 4 days. Like a lot of creamer. My daughter Tatum also drinks coffee, but not nearly as much as I do. I will definitely admit 95% of the coffee drinking in this house is definitely me. I do drink tea, but usually when I'm sick. I should show you my tea collection. Love tea, but I tend to only reach for it when I'm not feeling well or in the dead of winter. Next one was favorite sandwich. Ew, 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 ew. I think because my parents are big on packing sandwiches for lunches. I swear I had a sandwich every day of my life from junior kindergarten all the way to graduation because that's what my parents do. They still do it to this day. I'm like, bitches, aren't you sick of having sandwiches? Why don't you pack something different in your lunch? Especially when you have, my mom has a full kitchen right at her work. You could warm other things up other than a sandwich. Now that I'm an adult and I don't live at home, I'm like, I want something between two pieces of bread. I want a hole in the head. Ew, it's just nasty. But it also has encouraged me to be super creative with my kids' lunches. They don't eat sandwiches. Probably because I've always mixed it up. I pack them a salad. I always have thermos foods, whether it's homemade soup or what else? I'll do tacos. I put the meat, the cheese, the veggies all in a separate dish and then send them the tortilla wraps so they can make their own tacos at school. I try and switch it up all the time. That way they never get bored or sick of eating one food all the time. I think that's also why I cannot stomach the idea of apple juice. I very rarely buy that or have it in the house either. I think perhaps I drank my weight in apple juice as a kid, so I hate apple juice. Next question was soup or salad. It really depends where I'm at. If I'm out at a restaurant, I'm very picky about my soup. I love homemade soups. That is one food that I can definitely get down with, probably because it too is majority liquid. But if it's out at a sports bar or a grill, I would definitely pick salad. I just, if somebody served me soup from a can or frozen soup, I would, disgusting. At higher end restaurants, I've had some of the most amazing butternut squash scoops at the Black Trumpet in London. Really depends. At home, I'm always for soup because I make deadly soups. That's one of my favorite pastimes in the winter as well, to look up different soup recipes. I guess being Canadian as well. It's freaking freezing here. Soup is like Canadian comfort food. So I'm always looking for different recipes, always trying new soups. Could you ban sugar or salt? I've realized that I can't ban wax. Every time I talk about going on a wax ban, it you know, it's only chalk. I could probably ban salt. My parents always thought that it was the weirdest thing ever that I don't have salt and pepper shakers at my house. I have salt and pepper like in the cupboard for cooking, but I don't keep salt and pepper shakers around. I guess mostly that started when the kids were young. And I've always had kids. Like, I moved out with a kid, so I was always scared that Tatum or Grace would like shake salt and pepper on their food and ruin a meal. So I don't know, just not for me. I could easily ban salt. Sugar, ooh, not so much, because that leads on to the next question. What is your guilty pleasure? I am really, really, really bad. I think I'm like a hormonal junk food addict. I won't touch junk food all month until it's that time. I know, because I'm going to tear someone's fucking head off, and I want to eat my weight in chocolate and goodies that I normally wouldn't touch. My favorites are these chocolate macaroons. So it's just like chocolate and coconut. Love these. And my newfound guilty pleasure is this O. Henry mix. It's chocolate covered caramels, milk chocolate pieces, peanuts, peanut butter balls, and mini pretzels. Oh. This is deadly. And my all-time favorite guilty pleasure, I started doing this like forever ago at the movie theaters. I would order a medium or regular popcorn and then one of those giant bags of M&Ms and dump it inside. If you haven't tried M&Ms on hot buttered popcorn, you absolutely have to, because it's the perfect mix of salty and sweet. The next one was my favorite restaurant. That is so hard because I have traveled a lot. And when I'm traveling, I don't know. I don't know where I get the appetite when I travel. When I travel, I guess it goes hand in hand with the wanderlust, right? Wanting to try new things in a different place, you know. One of my favorite restaurants would be Nourish in Banff. Amazing. Like, I've tried to grill a portobello mushroom. Like, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. Nourish is a primarily vegan restaurant. And I took, because I worked in Banff for quite a few months, and I took one of my friends from Ontario. He flew out to visit me while I was working in Banff. And I took him to Nourish for dinner. And he's like, ew, I'm not going to eat at a vegan restaurant. Like, why can't we go to the steakhouse next door? I'm like, trust me, Derek, you have to try this place. He's like, I never in a million years thought that I would say eating at a vegan restaurant was one of the best damn meals I've ever had. He kept asking our waiter, are you sure there's no meat in this? Because it tastes so delicious. Next one's favorite cocktail. I don't really drink. I don't know why. Don't get me wrong, I have in the past, but the older I got, alcohol just doesn't agree with me. That, I think it also has to do with the fact that I'm a control freak. Like, I don't mind going out to a social event, to a birthday party with friends or whatever, but when I want to leave, I get in my car and I go. I'm not into being drunk and waiting for cabs or carpooling or depending on other people. Maybe I'm a control freak. I don't know, but I don't really drink. I do, however, have a White Russian every year on my mother-in-law's birthday, as well as Mother's Day. I had one in honor of her last night. Tatum's grandmother passed away. Oh, goodness. It'll be almost 4 years in September that she hasn't been around. And that was White Russians. Those were her drinks of choice. Trish and I had many, many, many blackout nights drinking White Russians, so that would definitely have to be my favorite cocktail. Where do you buy your groceries? That's an interesting question. Primarily the Great Canadian Superstore for produce. They have excellent fruits and veggies. Everything else, I just go to Freshco because they ad match, and even if they're not doing, or even if you can't find something to ad match, their prices are amazing. I'm not into spending like an arm and a leg on canned goods because it's the same quality shit as it would be at Freshco or at some of the lower end stores. So I just buy my produce at like Great Canadian Superstore, pay a little bit higher prices for better produce, and the rest of the stuff, who cares? I coupon, I ad match, whatever. My most favorite place to shop though is out here. There are so many farmers markets and like little roadside food stands. I love it out here. I'm so happy spring is here. You can tell. You drive down all of these country roads and you see these little farmers markets or strawberry fields. That is my jam. So I will literally start hauling tons and tons and tons of fresh local farm grown stuff and saving it, blanching it, freezing it, pureeing it. Oh, my favorite. And super, super, super cheap. So even if you live in the city, I'm telling you, it is worth the drive. Last but not least, most hated food. I'm pretty adventurous for somebody with such a poor diet. I will eat just about any kind of different food, different ethnic food. I'm always down for trying new things. Tomatoes are vile weeds though. I hate tomatoes. I don't mind them if they're stewed or if they're in like a soup or a sauce or something. They have to be fully cooked, not partially mushy and like slide down the back of your throat. Disgusting. Fresh tomatoes, like my neighbor has this beautiful garden, and I always think that they look so juicy, and I watch my dad slice them up to put them on his sandwich in the morning for breakfast, and I'm like, that looks awesome. And I think I'm 35 years old, and I've been doing it at least once or twice a year for 35 years. I'll take a slice of tomato and try it because I'm like, this is going to be the time that I'm going to love it. Gag instantly. So nasty. Horrible. And then unfortunately, my other most hated food is sushi. I loved sushi once upon a time. Funny story. I was on like, I think it was a 4th or 5th date with my ex. And we were getting to the point where like we were going to start, taking things more seriously. And I said to him, why don't you come over and I'll cook dinner for you? And he's like, no, you work really hard and you don't have to cook. We can watch movies and let's order takeout. What do you feel like? Sushi? Because at the time I was vegan and he was a meat eater. Sushi's like perfect. It's the best of both worlds. So he's like, yeah, okay, we'll order sushi. So I was so excited and I got the house just so, and I was like, wow, we're probably going to get serious because that's not normally something that I do, invite a man to my house. So he comes over, we have a phenomenal time. We'd chosen to watch 2 movies. We ate our sushi during the first movie. We were just about to start the second movie, and all of a sudden I could literally feel the blood drain from my face. And I stood up and I was like, oh no, something is not right. I, honest to God, don't know how. Like, I was eating vegan sushi. How the hell do you screw up vegan sushi? Talk about some hardcore cross-contamination. But I knew it. I had food poisoning. And mind you, this is like the 4th or 5th date. So I'm like just starting to get serious about this man. But also like I don't feel close enough to him to have food poisoning with him. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden I stand up and I'm like, well, it's getting late. You've got to go. And he's like, we're not going to watch the second movie. I'm like, nope, no. Here, take the movie. I don't know why, but we rented movies. Like, it was a long time ago, but whatever. I'm like, here, take your movies. I can't watch the second movie. It's late. You have to go. I literally grabbed his coat and threw him out the door. And I barely made it to the bathroom. So sick. I was laying on the bathroom, like the tile floor, hugging the toilet because I was sweating profusely, thought that I was going to die. It was the worst. All of a sudden, my phone beeps and I get a text message. And he's now my ex, but he's like, did I say something? Everything was going so well. Did I somehow offend you? And, like, I had to be honest with him. I'm like, no, it's nothing you've done. That food made me really, really, really sick. He's like, let me come back and take care of you. I'm like, no. If you've ever had food poisoning, like legit hardcore food poisoning, you know. You know what I'm talking about. So now I can't even walk by like those little sushi stands in the mall without like never again. Tomatoes and sushi, count me out. So nasty. But anyways, that is, I guess, my food tag haul. How unhealthy am I? Perhaps maybe I should get in touch with Amber and get on her liquid diet. Get my poop in a group. Literally. I used to be so healthy. I was vegan for like 7.5 years and vegetarian for the majority of my life. Now I'm just a caffeine-aholic. You know? Comment down below. What are your most favorite foods, least favorite foods, favorite restaurants? Any suggestions? What's your favorite coffee? Like I need any help in that department. Also, give me some ideas for next week's Most Requested Monday. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.